So let's go into this conversation about my mother and how she talked about family first. I would say the overarching principle around family first for my mom was that concept of being my brother or sister's keeper. For her, she wanted us to know that we were five and that the five of us had to stay connected. That the five of us had to care for each other, had to have each other's back, had to protect each other. I remember she would say to us, "You are all very different, but I gave birth to all of you." That was always so daring to hear. She would say, "Don't say, why did you do this for me and not do it for that person?" She said, "Because you are different and I know the needs of all of you." And I think one of the experiences was one of us sharing about, why didn't I have a lesson teacher? Why did this person have a lesson teacher? And she said, because I have seen you study by yourself and understand what you're studying and excel. But I saw your other sibling trying to study like you, but always having gaps. And so she took time to know every child separate from the other, different from the other. I have a sibling that does not eat what some of us eat. Not because she has allergies, but because she didn't want to eat those things. And my mom observed it and was willing to accommodate her and say, if she's not going to eat this, and then it's fine. I mean, the other siblings were jealous and saying, why she's special? But that was it. Everybody had something that was special about them to my mom. And for her, that wasn't a point of division. For her, that was a point of unity. She helped us see unity in our uniquenesses, unity in our differences, unity in what made each person special. And she would always emphasize, you are different, but you are all my children. And she carried these qualities for all of us as we grew up, and we saw that as part of who we were. Different people, unique people, but one parent. And it made us want to care for each other, support each other, believe in each other, value each other, and be there for each other. Part of what my mom showed us with Family First was how she took care of family. My mom was super hospitable with welcoming family. Cousins lived with us, her siblings lived with us at different points in times of their lives. And we saw the role that she took in their weddings, in their graduation ceremonies, in the births of their children, and the ceremonies that surrounded naming with children in our culture. She doted on her family, on her siblings in-law, on her in-laws, on her mother-in-law, on her mom. She was very pivotal in caring for her family. And so we watched her care for our family. And so it made sense when she began to talk about us being there for our family, supporting our family. My mom cared for both her immediate and extended family and the families of her husband. And so it was a good example that we could write on. And it made all the sense when she began to say that we should care for each other and care for those that surround us. That family first principle was what she showed to us first, and then she taught us. And it was easy for us to live the life she lived.
We loved her family well, related quite well with everybody, whether her children, her siblings, or people who lived with her. I mean, I had good relationship with her as an in-law, although I never saw myself as one, and I don't think she saw me as an in-law. But already we related well. If you came visiting the house, you were almost compelled to eat. She'll have something, or she can just rustle something up for you to eat. And for me, as a younger person, as a student, as a starting stage, I mean, you just get home and you just must eat. Whether you expected or not was not the issue. She rustled something out very quickly, and so she was a good woman.
My sister was kind, supportive, and always there for me. When I got married, when I was having children, always there, thoughtful. When during our wedding, our sister in the church, they did the cooking, but her caterers cook another jollof rice, brought drinks. At the end of the day, we had excess of rice. The other time when she traveled before God called her home, she gave, apart from the money she gave our parents, she, on her own volition, she gave them money on my behalf. When I was still giving birth, any day, that very day she must come to check on me. Mrs. Omokemi Morike Ashuraju of blessed memory happened to be my sister, actually, the firstborn of the family, and I happened to be the last born. But she literally adopted me when I was about 4, and when she got married, moved in with her, and she said, "Call me mommy, I'm your mommy," and that was it.
Whoever has a strength for something is the one we all give it to. I recall my father's funeral. It was time to make decisions about whose accounts money should go to. Naturally, by culture, everybody would say the first kid. But this first kid knew that accounting wasn't a strength. Whereas we have 2 accountants of the 5 of us. And so naturally we said, senior accountant, like I often call her, you get the money into your account and you provide a detailed and balanced accounts after the funeral. She did an excellent job at it. Whereas I have a sibling who is a lawyer. And so when we have legal needs, we know who to call because she is a lawyer of the Nigerian bar. That's the kind of people that my mother made us. And when she has situations that demands questions around organizational design and mentorship and organizational development and consulting, they know who to call. That's their big sister. That's the strength that our mother put in us. Or my brother, who is a marketer and who likes to show that he is the man of the house, being the only brother. Recently, we had a family wedding and we knew who to call to go represent us and stand up as the man of the house. That's my brother. That's the uniqueness of every one of us. And remember, we have accountant too. That special sibling who is the baby of the house. And we all know when to dote on her and care for her. And we all know when to switch over and be a mom or dad to her. What my mom taught us is that family comes first. And even though we all have our friends that we connect to like family, and even though we have colleagues at work that we connect to as family, when the chips are down, she gave us the strength and the ability to know who to come back to. It's called family. And so my mom showed us that family comes first. The other key thing is my mom taught us to pray for each other. So it wasn't just caring, it was also praying because she believed in the power of prayer. And so she would say to us, and my dad also said this often, I woke up very early this morning and I was praying for each of you, calling you by name. And so she gave us that tool to be there for each other in prayers. When anybody was going through something, we knew what to do. And so again, I'm saying to you and I'm asking you, does your family come first? What did your parents or your mom specifically teach you about family first? How did you watch her take care of her siblings, of her younger ones, of her older ones, of her parents, of cousins, of nephews and nieces? This is a key part of the communities that we come from and the cultures that we come from. So as you write today in that journal, ask yourself, what lessons on family first did my mom teach me? Write it down. And if you've not started doing it already, reach out to that family member, make that call, send that text, because there might just be somebody that needs to be reminded that they are family.
Her love walks with me step by step. Mama, you're the song I sing, the steady drum beneath my